Welcome back, guys. Yay, we're here. Episode 35. This is going to be a short episode because your boy didn't really have anything planned. We're going to be finishing up the cult circle because your boy forgot to do it in the last episode. So right now, we can go on each side and put some type of pillar. Perfect. So that's pretty much the gist. We have a random crop area. Now to add some texture, we'll grab this and we'll grab some cobblestone. Shove that right there, shove that right there, and then we'll differentiate. That's a big word, big word. Look it up, look it up. Spice up initially. So this is just to pass over. Adding, the gradient. There you go. All right, now we can get to the spicy things. We can go over here. Start off with stone. Stone stairs. And then stone walls. And to be honest with you, that's probably all we're going to do in regards to differentiating. This one will have this. There we go. And then the only one that's missing one is this one. Place that right there, stair right there. This up here, that right there. And just to decorate the back. There we go. This one looks a little bit weird. How about that? That works too. Maybe we're gonna replace this one with stairs too. Add some depth. Oh, we have candles. Perfect. But I was watching a guy play a horror game when I was building this forest. So, why not build a little cult circle? Is that off? I think that is. We will get our flint and steel. Light the candles. Oh! Let me stop. Yoink. And yoink. Oh. Oh. There you go. The candles are now lit. Now we are missing a few things. Your boy just got a big brain idea and he needs to go get more materials. So I'll be back. But yeah, today's not going to be a crazy episode. Mainly just because your boy's creating another series that you might be well happy to see. And while I go back, I'll explain that. So I'm thinking about doing two things. I'm not going to spoil them, but I am actively going through the process of making an additional two series. One of them is a return, so those may know, but just get a little bit of a twist to it. Actually, technically they're both returning, but both have a twist to it. So I will be taking my time on those and trying to iron those out. But in order to get a video out on Friday, your boy needs to create a small video. So this one won't have that much editing. But this is just me tidying it up. The current world that we're in, the box is here because I've been watching other people play Minecraft, which has gotten me kind of inspired to do a little bit better. This world is actually not that bad in my opinion. There could be stuff that I could do better, but I will do that going on forward. I think spacing is an issue that we're going to have soon. So, and to be honest with you, those trees being right there are kind of ugly, but I think I'm going to continue them down this way, so it should help that out. But if we press M, as you can see, this is a full 12, this is 4 stats of 64 going this way, and 4 stats of 64 going this way. So I don't know the math on that, but that's the full park as of right now. So I decided to do the giant box. I know this park isn't symmetrical, but my fear was that I would eventually extend out. So an example, let's say I extend out over here for whatever reason. I do a giant building over here, then it's like this. This is just giant random square. And it's like it doesn't line up. It looks weird. So the goal would be to contain everything initially at first in here. So another issue that I have is that eventually I do want to have it to where everything is connected. So eventually we'll have to do a monorail. Now, luckily, when I'm at work, you boy can brainstorm. And I've already gotten a kind of rough estimate of how we're going to do things. And what we're going to be doing in the future. And I'll explain that in a second after we do this, because I would have to show you in order to explain it. But yes, I feel like I'm everywhere, but it's whatever. I'm doing this mainly just to add a little bit of lore into the world. We have 16 bytes. This allows for eventual fun twist. You know, people want to get... What the... I realize that the candles are offset, but it's whatever. This allows people to get invested in my world that who are already not invested. So an example would be, oh, I like your series because of the building you do. Which, if you do, thank you. But you know, some people want to hear the story behind the world. Now, me, I really don't care because technically the story doesn't really matter. There we go. This looks way better. There we go. That's a perfect circle. Then we have the circle in the middle. Now we need redstone. Which boy should have brought redstone? We'll go get some redstone. Lore in regards to just, you know, giving a little bit of backstory behind everything. As of right now, I'm just a humble man who decided to build a park. Luckily, my lead scientist, Dr. Larry, not to be confused with Mending Larry, I believe. I think he's named Larry, but he's got an evil twin. I don't know. We'd have to go double check. But we give him some different name. It is whatever. You know, he was the one who created the zombie stuff. Zombie stuff? What am I talking about? Dr. Larry was the one who decided to reverse the genome sequence for dinosaur bones, which allows us to make dinosaur creatures to this day. Thus is why we have the dinosaur park. Now, obviously he did things with good intentions, but doing so destroyed the fabric of reality. So not everything is good. So, and I'll explore on that later. But not a lot of people were happy with this work, just like the demon cult. The demon cult! So they made a little worshipping area, but they were wiped out by unknown things. So, but that's part of the little snippet. I have a rough idea. Like, I'll include the warden in the lore. As well as, I believe there's different color variants for the actual dinosaurs in the fossils and archaeology mod. So I'll add more to it. I know I'm breaking the immersion here, but you boys gotta explain things anyway. So, where I left off in regards to just speaking. We use smooth sandstone, and we could probably put it right here actually. But the issue is we need fossils. I believe these guys are the old fossils, so we gotta get the old fossils. So the plan on going on forward is to pretty much in advance prepare for the monorail. So now I'll be using the create railroad stuff as well. Thus is allowing me to do the monorail. Ooh, your boy needs more tar fossils. Is it part of the tar? Wow, we got it the first try. Okay, well it is part of the tar fossils. So what do I mean by preparing in advance? Well, as you can see with the square, I decided to cut this part in. And as well as plan for where the monorail will start. So, just like in the real Jurassic World, the monorail area starts over here. So you travel here and you arrive on the monorail and it takes you around and eventually you get to, this is like baby easily new bar. The monorail system goes over here, goes wee, and then you end up at the center where Jurassic World is. This is obviously the center as for right now, but eventually this over here will be the center. So we'll have the visitor center all over here, as well as the museum and all that stuff, and then everything will branch out from here. So go this way, it's already, we're already down here, but it will branch off this way, this way, this way, this way, and then eventually, if we really needed to, we can monorail all the way over here, just to have a scope of things. Because like I said, some of these enclosures will be gigantic because your boy wants to make it a little bit more realistic. Because if your boy really wanted to, I know I keep saying your boy. If I really wanted to, I can shove all these creatures in like a 1-block pen and the series be over with. But I was like, what the? Where am I at? But I don't want to do that. And I also haven't been over here since these guys were born. And we can actually name one of them, actually. There we go. So we're bringing you closer over this way. Also, if you don't know how to do this, you crouch and right click. This allows you to pull them. And if you stand up and right click, you can move them. Just in case no one told you how to do that. So we'll have this one looking that way. There we go. So we have there's 2 textures. They look like mooses. Don't get confused. I think I will move the mooses. I could probably move them over here. The issue with the fact that we made this custom for us is that if we were to destroy any trees, we would have to actually go in it and destroy all of it. But to be honest with you, with the wand, it probably shouldn't be that hard. Now, for naming, we need to get a name tag. And we need to find a dude. Perfect. You should now be named Chopper. After this fella right here. I'm naming him on screen. You have now named this creature. Thank you for your support. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I'm not editing this right now, but it'll be on screen, I trust. So, that being said, we have one name. We just need a male name and another female name. But like I said, that will be it for the rest of this video. I know it's short, but I will see you in the future and have a majestic day.